For more than 20 years, CTV has captured the moments that matter in our community. From our studios in St. Clair, you're watching Focus with Paul Dingeman.
Welcome to another edition of the Focus program. This is 2023. It's wonderful. It's amazing. Glad you are along. We've got some very interesting information for you from Miss Deb Johnson. She brought along her assistant, her right and left hand, both hands, Catherine Gallagher. Welcome.
Kathleen,
to the Focus
nice
Step.
to meet you.
Nice to see you.
Kathleen is a good Irish name.
You better believe it.
Yeah.
Sharon Bigora.
Gallagher too. They're both
Gallagher, right?
They're both Irish names.
Right. And her mother was Mary.
She was
Mary.
Mary.
Yes.
You know, that's all the Irish world there.
Yes.
The whole Irish world. And her dad was Patrick.
Charles, but close.
Charles.
Yeah,
Oh,
we've
we're
got
close.
Patricks in the
We're
family.
close.
Yeah.
Deborah Johnson, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you.
Nice
It's good to
see
be
you.
here.
Nice to be here. Wore one of my Christmas gifts, so, you know.
I like it. It's
Yeah.
very sharp.
Right.
You look good.
Bruce said I could wear it. I didn't have to wear my uniform, my
Your suit.
sport coat.
Yeah, sport coat, and
Yeah.
you look good.
This time of year, festival holidays are over. We have had a lot of fun, and we're looking. A lot of people say that 1 in 5 Michiganders face mental health concerns after the holidays. Tell me about it. Enlighten me.
And I just want to say it's not even just Michiganders. It's 1 in 5 people across the country
Okay.
have mental health issues. So you know, we gave tips on resolutions, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. But we know that you can manage your mental health symptoms by taking some small steps every day, and focusing on the small steps can also help make the resolutions more successful. When we've talked in the past, don't have like humongous big goals, small baby steps. You know, inch your way forward. And celebrate when you do have some successes. And we have a number of tips and for people to help them with these resolutions, especially related to mental health. And Kathleen, I asked to come because she is our program director. She's our clinical program director, and she oversees all of our programs. And she is a LMSW, that's a licensed master social worker. So I thought she would be great to help give some tips out
I'm
to all your
impressed.
viewers. I know, she's got a lot of credentials. So.
And you're a friend of Deb Johnson.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the key. Enlighten me. Tell me.
So we really just talk a lot about self-care, with whether it's resolutions or talking about mental health. So it's anything. Self-care is a big topic right now, but that could be anything. Like that could be a walk down outside when it's nice out. It can be calling a good friend, family member, taking a hot shower, a bath, lots of different things. So we encourage people to take breaks and do that. To put yourself first sometimes. That's really hard for a lot of people. So that's a good
Learn
thing to
no.
remind people. Say no, don't overcommit.
Yeah.
And I really liked what Debbie had to say about when you're talking about resolutions or things you're going to do, start small so that you could be successful. Because sometimes we're kind of all or nothing.
Yep.
And then the resolution is blown January 2nd. So it doesn't have to be like that. To have little goals throughout the year.
And people get discouraged when they bite off too much.
Right.
And that's true too. And sometimes people just will completely say, "Oh well, like my goal was to exercise every day, and I already missed day 1, so I'm done with that. I'm done."
Right. I'm
like,
done.
No, just get back on the horse, and or back on the wagon, whatever you want to say, and start again the next day. And one of my favorite quotes, it's on a picture frame thing that I have, is every day is another opportunity to change your life. So you can do it every day, so you don't have to start New Year's. We talk about that, but some of the other things that we talked about is, and we've even actually, her and I were just talking about before we came here, but about the importance of sleep and things like that, making sleep a priority. So, do you want to talk about it?
Sure, sleep is a priority, and we're all very much into screen time, myself included, and so I always have to remind myself too, it's always best at least an hour before you want to go to sleep to get off the screen time, sometimes more than that, and to actually spend time with people and put the phone down, put the screen time away. That is helpful. And again, it's just really about taking time to be with other people, do things that you enjoy, and really try to connect with people.
But for some people, it's really tough to tear themselves away from the screen. They want to know when that next Facebook entry is coming in, or what happened in politics, or whatever, and it's a struggle.
It's a huge struggle. And sometimes we've had people use a timer, myself included,
really?
where I might set the kitchen timer and be like, you know what, for an hour I'm not going to look at it.
I like
because
it.
otherwise I'll just
like
keep
it.
picking it up. So it's a good way to try to remind yourself, Because you're right, it's very tempting to keep looking.
Yeah.
And I think good too.
I'll just look at one more story.
Yeah, and then I'll be done, and then you're not done.
Right.
I think it's good to like put it in another room with the volume off so that you don't hear the dings coming in or
Yeah.
of anything. But yeah, and we had an in-service recently, our agency, and a lot of mental health workers there. And the guy asked, how many of you sleep with your phone next to your head at night? And like, probably when you say about 90% of people
Said
raise their
yes.
hand,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
And probably the other 10 were not telling the truth, or 5% of them. But
And 35 years ago, you didn't do that. 25 years ago, you didn't do
No.
that. So you
Even 10,
can get
15.
along without doing it now.
For sure. So one of the other things that we recommend too to people, like, because we're talking about trying to do things to help improve your own mental health, and I say too, like, look at your overall health too. So we talk about integrated healthcare all the time. So you want to do physical health care as well. So, you know, if you haven't had that checkup in a long time, go to your doctor, have a checkup, follow through the recommendations to look at your physical health needs, because we know that poor physical health will impact your mental health and vice versa. And the other thing is to learn more about it. You know, we always try to direct people to our website, our Facebook. We have a lot of great resources on both of those. And so, yeah, so those are a couple other options people can do.
And of course, this time of year, you see all the ads for Weight Watchers and all the other services that
I just joined back up.
Did you? Yeah.
Yep.
And then that's the same thing. They want to help you get started at this time of year because they know it's a good time to.
It's like start the year new, turn over a new leaf.
Yeah.
I mean, new beginning, whatever.
Right.
Be positive going to this year, and you know, forget about what happened last year and move forward.
Resolutions. 40% of us set them and don't keep them. Right?
Right, and less than half are successful after 6 months. So why is that? I don't know, Kathleen.
Well, sometimes it's that all or nothing thinking, because
It
we
is.
set them
It is,
and then
for
a
sure
couple
is.
days in. So that's why if you start small, and you also can look at it, it doesn't really have to be a resolution. It could be small goals throughout the year.
Yeah.
Because the resolution time past January, people really don't think about it that much. So it's good if you can do it year long, but just little tiny goals that you set for yourself,
Okay.
and realistic goals.
Yeah, get one goal passed a day,
Right.
and then you can go to 2.
Yep, and make
and
sure
so
it's
on and so
achievable.
forth. Yeah.
And we talked, I mean, like even for myself, I
Not
said.
a second bowl of ice cream tonight. Only
Right.
one bowl.
Only one, and then eventually maybe you go to one every other night. But that's what I said, even for myself, because I said I'm going to get myself back to the gym 1 day a week. That's my goal. If I go more, that's awesome. But I'm just saying one. I used to go 3 or 4
Yeah,
times a
you
week.
did. You were.
So yeah, I still walk every day. But yeah, you have small goals, and if you don't, you know, first you don't succeed, try again.
Right.
And so I think that's one of the biggest things, and really reward yourself. We've talked too before about having accountability partners, buddies. If you're going to quit smoking, you know, you tell your friend, or if you're going to exercise more, you know, let's do that together. Let's take walks together, meet up, or go to the gym. There's all
And the
kinds
old
of ways.
adage, pick yourself up, brush yourself off, and start all over again.
Exactly.
right.
Exactly.
All right. So are we moving along to travel art?
We sure can. So
Talk to me about what is travel art.
Well, the Traveling Art Show is sponsored by the Community Mental Health Association of Michigan, which is our state agency that we belong to. And they have selected artwork from people who receive community mental health services across the state of Michigan, like kind of the best pieces. Everybody could submit a piece for consideration. And so we'll have it at our place at 3111 Electric Avenue from January 6th through the 27th. And it's to kind of promote the recovery potential of art, and also to help maybe eliminate, or it's not going to eliminate, but chip away at the stigma associated with people who have mental health conditions, because it shows that people are, you know, they're multidimensional. There's people with amazing talent, and so people shouldn't just be seen for the fact that they have bipolar disorder or they have anxiety disorder or whatever else. So. Would you want to add anything about like our art stuff that we do?
We're really fortunate. We have a creative arts program too at CMH. So we have art classes that people have contributed pieces to, both the state presentation that Debbie's talking about, and we have it in our hallways displayed. So we think it's really important. It's a great outlet for people, and it's been really successful over the years. So we're excited to have it.
Talk to me about your creative arts. I didn't know that. You got a whole department that does that, or some staff?
Different classes, like we contract out, but
We have classes in pottery and art.
Really?
Yes, and writing classes. We have theater classes.
Year round?
Year round. So once a year in November, we have a play at the Citadel, and it's for people that get services from us and anyone in the community who's interested. So we do that once a year, but we have theater classes year round.
Okay, good.
And then we used to always have our own art show, but when Studio 1219 closed down,
Yeah.
we've kind of struggled since then, like for a good location. But we
Right.
still have the art classes going on, and actually, I mean, we can talk maybe at a future show, but did we talk at all about the WAVE project, the Mosaic? Did you see anything about that?
Oh, yes, yeah.
Okay, well, we're going to be involved in that. We're going to have classes at every one of our locations where people will be making fish that aim to the WAVE that is in front of the Community Foundation. And if people aren't sure what I'm talking about, it's like the WAVE Mosaic project. You can go on the Community Foundation site, you can go on our Facebook site, and you'll see the most beautiful WAVE
it's
that was
gorgeous.
created.
It's
It's gorgeous,
beautiful.
and it's huge. It's I don't know.
Yeah, well, they were in
it's
did an
huge.
interview, Cindy Badley and a couple other
Nora
ladies.
Conlon, and
Yeah.
so we're a part of that. But that's when they talked to us first about the project, and we're partnering with them, and I said it's great because we know that art helps people with their mental health too. So that, and also the stigma part is great too. But there's a lot of side benefits
Okay.
to it. So yeah.
Okay.
So that's that.
Then you've got a art contest, a creative art contest with drawing and with art for high school.
Yes, it's all levels. Remember, and you know that East China's been pretty fortunate.
Yeah.
There've been a lot of winners from
winners.
East China.
Right.
Our last year top poster winner Heather Segura from Marine City High School did the poster, and it was in the winning poster, which is at the high school level. Our theme is "Keep Going, Keep Growing." Is used on lots of marketing stuff throughout the year,
Well,
including.
you used to put them on billboards.
We still do.
Well, what a thrill for a young high school student
Yeah.
to draw something and then have it appear on a billboard.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
pretty
wow.
cool. Yeah, it's very cool.
Pretty cool.
And then, do you want to talk about the other ones?
Sure. So, and these are all in efforts to reduce stigma. So the middle school is a writing contest. So that's any middle schooler in St. Clair County, whether they're homeschooled, at a school, any school in the district. They can write nonfiction, fiction, or poetry, and those are all judged and awarded different prize levels. And then for elementary school kids, we have a bookmark contest.
And that's a fun one, too.
It's a fun
They're
one.
so cute. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they always turn out great, so we
Yeah.
encourage anybody in the county to please encourage kids to submit entries to
Okay.
us. And they have to be in by February 3rd.
Right, and so there was on you guys flashed up the flyer that we've
Yeah.
made, but there's a QR code that if you need more information, you can scan. That could be scanned. Obviously, it will take you right to our website, or you can go to our website and then search the Creative Arts Contest, and all the rules for submittal are there. So just want to emphasize it doesn't have to come through the school or your teacher.
Okay, it could be
Your
homeschool.
mom or dad can
Absolutely.
drop it off.
Yeah.
If you drive a car and you're in art class, you can
Sure.
drop your stuff
Yep.
off. So we really encourage a lot of
Okay.
participation.
Okay. And then next, I think it's a community forum.
Yes, we have. We are going to host 5, at least, maybe more, community forums. And Kathleen and I talked about doing this. We actually talked right when I became the director, and she became the program director. Pretty well, I guess we did it. I must have been right when I was a director, but anyways,
See you, San.
about around that time, we went to every location in the county of our locations to talk about kind of the state of the agency, where community mental health was at, what programs we have, and to get feedback from people, like, are there things you need us to do differently, better,
Right.
if you had trouble accessing our services. So we're going to host those. The first one's going to be January 19th at the Blue Water Recovery Outreach Center in Port Huron. It's 617 10th Street.
Blue Water Rock.
Yes, B-Rock they call it, I
Yep.
think. So every one of them will start at 5:30, go till 7. There'll be another one February 2nd, Child and Family Services, which is our building on 24th Street, Port Huron. And then Community Enterprises, also in Port Huron. They provide services to adults with intellectual developmental disabilities. And then February 16th, we'll be traveling out to K-PAC, to our offices out on Downey Road. And then the last one we'll do, and we don't have the date, because we are moving, our Marine City office will be moving from the current location to King Road, 6221 King Road, I think. Don't quote us on that.
I won't quote you,
But
but I'll drive down there and look.
but the move is not going to happen until about May. We just heard.
Okay.
So we're encouraging, if people have questions ahead of time that they know they would like answered, They can submit them in. There's information who to submit them to. Heather Hayes at CMH.
So my question would be, what does community mental health do for me? Is that the kind of question
or what can it do for you?
Yeah.
Yeah, we could. I mean, we need to know a little more information about you, but we can talk about the different services that we have. So Kathleen and I are going to start, and actually we'll have some of our supervisors and other assistant directors help with a presentation about our agency and what we're currently doing.
Okay.
And then we're going to open it up for questions.
Okay.
And if people don't ask on their own, we're going to have some lead-in things like, have you had trouble accessing our services? Do you know where we're located?
Okay.
That
kind of question.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I
Anything they want us to know about.
Okay.
We want to do it to do a better job.
Right. Right. Well, and it gives the people enough opportunities with their schedules to go to multiple different locations and multiple different days. So it's a good plan. Good plan. What have we missed?
I don't know. Do we miss anything?
I don't think
You
so.
can come back anytime.
Thank you.
And bring your
my
buddy.
buddy.
All right, we'll come back.
We'll come back. No, I think that's everything.
Yeah, I think that's probably everything. We hope people will come. We're going to serve some nice light refreshments.
Okay.
We always do. So
Good.
hopefully people will show up.
Happy New Year, ladies.
Happy New Year
to you.
That's about it for this edition of the Focus program. Thanks very much for tuning in. Until next time, I'm Paul Dingeman. See you soon.
Thanks for watching Focus with Paul Dingeman. Focus is produced at the CTV Community Television Studios in St. Clair. For over 20 years, CTV has captured the moments that matter to our community.